first frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Yeah, O'Sullivan, he made 3 centuries, so on the sort of bare facts of it, he seemed to play well, but there were other points in the day where he was struggling. But he won that last match. He'd lost to Mark Selby, he'd lost to Chris Wakeley, and lost to Kyron Wilson. But he did beat Jack Jones last up.
Yeah, and of course Robert Milkins finished in 5th position in the second group, which sort of gives you another bite at the cherry in the next group. So all is not lost yet for the Milkman. 5th position would return him for Group 4 tomorrow. And another chance to just try and find a little bit of form and, of course, rake in the prize money. But he didn't play well yesterday, Robert Milkins. He really struggled.
One.
And of course, because of how the schedule works, Rob's actually playing back-to-back matches this morning, so this match for me is very important for Rob. If he gets the win, it may just give him that little glimmer of hope going into his next match. If he doesn't get the win, he'll probably see it as a foregone conclusion and all hell could break loose in the next game.
Yeah, Chris Wakelin is his next opponent, Jack Jones, his last one. Ali Carter, Kyron Wilson just kicking off on Table 2. Matchroom Multisport YouTube channel has that one live. And indeed, all of Table 2 live on there.
8.
What I would say about O'Sullivan yesterday is, OK, wasn't at his dazzling best all day, but he was very businesslike. He was trying hard. He's come here obviously trying to get sharp in the lead up to the Masters. No point did he just swing his cue at them.
Yeah, that's what the strange part about it is, really. It doesn't feel like he played all that well, Ronnie, yesterday, and the results would suggest that, but he still made some really good breaks, and as you say, he did try really hard. He was trying to find something.
12.
Made a couple of important breaks at important times as well, so, you know, there are positive signs, I suppose, to take, but Ronnie is such a perfectionist. He'll be looking to improve a lot on yesterday's performance.
17. $18. 22. 23. 30. 31.
'Well, that cue ball just about ran on. This red is
38.
available to this corner pocket, and now from this
39.
blue, we'll be looking for a delicate little cannon into the pack. There's a chance he could lose the cue ball to the right corner of the table here if he doesn't catch these reds full. Yeah, it just drifted on, but he just caught the red on the way down, so this is
44.
slowly starting to look like a good chance for Ronnie.
$45. 50. 51.
Guess the beauty of a league format is you can afford to start slowly. You can have a couple of defeats early on. There's still time with 6 matches to play in total to turn things round. Oh, just as I start saying that, he misses that blue off the spot. That'll frustrate him because he's going along nicely. And let's be honest, the table was pretty much at his mercy here.
One.
Bit of interpretive dance there as well from Ronnie, just to let us know how he felt about that one. Was going well. Got the balls pretty much at his mercy there. Had that blue have gone in, it would certainly be 1-0. But all of a sudden, a lifeline for Rob. Can he take it? Probably didn't expect to come back to the table in this frame,
6.
so instantly has to refine some focus.
7.
Well, it's a chance to land an early blow. He's looking for a bit of confidence. And as I say, Milkins has played a match fewer than O'Sullivan, so he could still get to 3 points if he does win his last 3 matches. And you would think,
14.
worst case scenario there, he'd end up 5th. Could certainly get in the top 4. Problem is, he needs frames. I mean, points is the first criteria, but he's only won 2 frames. So, you know, clearly needs to remedy that.
21. 22.
Well, a player in form that they just take these.
29.
Absolutely no issues anywhere on the table, but
30.
Rob did struggle yesterday. We've already mentioned that. Can he take this chance? Is he strong enough to take this chance? I suppose in some way the shackles are off for Robert Milkins today, because I think in his own mind he's resigned to the fact that he's going to be eliminated. But that isn't the case. That isn't fact.
38.
It can still turn very quickly, and just one shot there from Rob. He's overran the cue ball, so now the yellow's going to be played from further away than he would have liked, unless he takes the yellow here. Well, he's powered the cue ball round, and that's a brilliant shot. He's got so much cue power, Rob Milkins.
43.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Very watchable character, isn't he?
And that was a better shot than it looked as well.
45.
Just squaring the cue ball up off the cushion with a touch of left-hand side to avoid the brown. Ooh, but he needs this one to run. Oh, it's just about crept on. It just goes to show how quick these tables are playing. Absolutely perfect.
$52.
Well, it was the blue that O'Sullivan missed when he was on 51.
57.
And Milkins, in his sort of trademark dashing way, has stepped in here and made a lovely break. The pink is to account for the opening frame. Yeah, it's really nicely done from Robert Milkins. O'Sullivan's played 4 matches, Milkins 3. Ali Carter looks like he's going to be 1-0 up against Karen Wilson next door. They're both on 2 points overnight. Of course, Selby is the man sitting pretty in this group. Wonderful display from him. He's got 2 matches to play today, Selby, Jack Jones, Chris Wakelin. But then he hopes another 2 to come in the playoffs, of course.
One.
Well, that was a beautiful strike from Ronnie. after just sitting out watching Rob mop up the previous frame that should have been his. He struck that to perfection, held for the black nicely as well. No, he's gone into them, and I don't think he's landed as nice as he would have liked. He's got a thin cut to left corner, but cue ball will be travelling.
Nine. Twelve. Thirteen. 18. 19. 26. 27.
He's got two reds either side of the pack that will be potable into both corner pockets, so need to do too much here, Ronnie. Just keep close control of his cue ball, which that in itself is the problem at
32.
the moment.
33.
You could just see how much of a perfectionist Ronnie is. He's disappointed if his cue ball travels on just an inch or so further than he would have liked. But that's a nicely played holding cannon into the reds, and once
38.
again, very similar to the opening frame. He's got the balls pretty much at his mercy here, Ronnie. He'd like to keep himself amongst the black spot for as long as
39.
possible now. Keep the cue ball travelling to a minimum.
Yeah, because he was 51-0 up in the last frame, and of course it opened things up, and when he missed, Milkins stepped in, wants to avoid that again. He sort of left himself as a highish blue.
46.
It was the ball he missed in that frame. But no reason to stray from the black here, really.
47. 54.
Well, he played on the red to left corner, but having to take the one to right corner with the long stuff.
Thank you. 55. Thank you.
So, a couple more
72.
pots and it'll be a very quick kill in this second frame.
Sorry. Right. 63.
Not happy. Hasn't finished on a red, given the table a kick.
70.
One snooker needed, so it's not quite a clean kill after all.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 70.
Yeah, and that's why he's annoyed, because he knew that Rob would be coming back to the table. Once again, just lack of control with the cue ball. Oh, and that's a brilliant
One.
pot from Robert Milkins. What a shot that was. He's done the frame if that doesn't go in. And now he's got a real chance to take another 3 reds with blacks from here, and then leave one final red on the table, try and lay a snooker off it. Well, he's got half a chance here, Rob. He really has.
9.
Probably the red on the pink spot would be the ideal red to leave, because that allows for a relatively straightforward snooker. Send the red up the table into baulk and get the cue ball in behind the pink.
16.
We'll see how he goes about it.
$17.
Of course, Rob himself yesterday lost a frame when Kyron Wilson needed 2 snookers, so you know, he only needs the 1 here, looking to do similar to Ronnie. No, but that's not a good shot. That's a really poor shot, in fact.
24.
He had to get high on the red. He needs a black with this red.
25.
If he takes a pink, he can only tie with 1 4-point snooker. And what he's trying to work out here is, in potting the pink, where will it spot? Well, it will go directly behind the red, so it may just make getting the snooker now a little bit more difficult. And the fact he now needs 2 snookers pretty much. 2 snookers to win the frame.
Give me a second, please, Rob.
It was a very basic error that Rob made from the black to cannon the red. He had so much
31.
room to get past it and land high on it.
Robert Milkins, 31.
Well, it'd be a big surprise if he didn't hit this. Big target.
Well, the black being slightly off its spot is now helping Rob. It provides a bigger target. Get the red into one half of the table and the white this side. It's a good effort. Can Ronnie just get enough swerve on the cue ball? Doesn't look to be too much of a problem, this. Oh, he's played a little crafty one there, and I think he's got him. Played to angle Ronnie in the jaws of the pocket. What a shot that was from Rob. Oh, brilliant. And Ronnie playing the Massey shot. They're pulling them all out here.
Yeah, to play for the angle, I mean, it's so easy for that to go wrong. You're going off, you look daft. But anyway, a little cat and mouse game this. Where's this cue ball? Oh, no.
Foul. 4. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Again, another very, very poor shot from Robert Milkins. That middle pocket, it never moves. He should have been nowhere near it.
O'Sullivan has kind of butchered that. Milkins will play on with the red. You never know, free balls could come into play, but main thing is make O'Sullivan earn the frame, because you can see he's getting a bit rattled with various things. Every time something goes wrong, he seems to be reacting.
Yeah, and sooner rather than later, Rob will probably lay a good snooker. He keeps getting Ronnie, but they're not that difficult to hit.
Foul.
Well, now he's playing billiards,
4.
it would seem, and he has conceded.
Ronnie's
Milkins. Carter at 110 in the first frame. He's actually on for a century in the second. So as Milkins nails the long red. Yeah, here's Ali. Championship League stalwart, of course, looking to do the double, having won the ranking event version in the summer. In fact, Karen Wilson's the only person to have done that. As Milkins tries to get the reds into play. It's okay. He's holding his hand up. I don't know why. I mean, he's trying. The whole point is to land on one.
Seven.
So he's on a break in 92 here. So a couple of 3 pots, and it'll be back-to-back tons to start.
$14.
98.
Milkins has, meantime,
15.
not got on the black. It's a big mistake, really. But Ali Carter making no mistake here on table 2. This black, back-to-back centuries to start. Excellent stuff.
Pink ball.
As I say, didn't get on the black, so having a look at the pink, and Robert Milkins knocks it in. But it's already been one of the more adventurous 21 breaks. Terrific pot. I mean, he didn't want to have to play it, but he's knocked it in.
Yeah, great shot from Rob. Staying aggressive, staying positive. That's what he's got to do. Now he's back in amongst them. He'd love to drop this red in and then play into the pack from the black with that one red at the back that's available.
29.
So can he just float this in and leave himself low? No problem. So
30.
it's now a key shot to winning this frame, perhaps. He gets so much work on the cue ball, Rob, with very little effort. He does have a red available to left corner, but how's the
37.
angle? Is it favourable?
Just while he looks at it, Carter's break ended at 116. There were 25 still on. He could actually have set the new high break, because Mark Selby made 140 yesterday. Could have made a 141, but Selby's £500 is safer now. Problem is getting to this cue ball, really.
I think he's going to need all sorts out here, Rob. Maybe the extended spider, which is a piece of apparatus you don't see very often. He's opted for the swan neck. Is there enough extension over these reds available for him? As you say, just getting to the red is difficult, but potting the red and getting on the black as well may have to play a cannon to another. Yeah, he's changing his route here, Rob. The red closest to the black will thin clip into the left corner. It's just much more difficult pot. But at least he can get to the middle of the cue ball.
Position. Robert Milkins, 37.
I mean, the pockets have been playing a little generously, but that was never really going to go in. It was wide. So 37 the lead. Ball's in open position, so he'll be concerned.
One. Eight. 9. $16.
So a good chance for a
17.
counter-attack here. The reds are all around the pink spot. I think they're all pottable. As he pots one to one corner pocket, it will open another to the opposite. So once again,
24.
Ronnie's cue ball control is important
25.
here. It's getting on the reds nicely to stay on the black for as long as possible.
$32. 33. $40. 41. $48. 49.
Well, this time he's been inch perfect every shot so
56.
far.
57.
Continuing to get high or at least straight on all of the reds to ensure we can get back for the black. Limits how far the cue ball travels, makes the game a lot easier. He has taken these very well.
$64.
Yeah, so needs the two reds. Milkins was left with that
65.
awkward red with all the long stuff. Just overcut it, left it in the jaws. Sullivan 33 in front with 35 on, so this red with 2-1 lead.
70.
Yeah, and no
71.
mistake here. Been nicely controlled. And enough on to make his 4th century in this group.
76. 78.
In fairness to Ronnie, he's looked really sharp when he's been in amongst them. It's just been the odd shot, just the one shot here and there that's, well, cost him at times and cost his
85.
mood at times.
$90.
He's annoyed not to make the century, but it's a frame-winning break. When the chance came, he took it well. 90 from O'Sullivan. Meantime, Ronnie O'Sullivan leads Robert Milkins 2-1. If O'Sullivan wins this match, he will actually, for now, go second in the table. He's 5th at the moment, but on frames 1, he would go above all the other players on 2 points. But of course, either Wilson or Carter are going to get to 3. So realistically, he'd be 3rd. So he would be in a playoff place for now. But he's only got one more match to play later against Ali Carter.
Yeah, and of course this is pretty much a must-win match for Robert Milkins, so he's got to turn this one around somehow. And that's a good start.
1.
He likes a long pot, doesn't he? He's potted a few today.
Six.
Yeah, but then sort of closer in, it's been going wrong.
Robert Milkins, 6. 6.
Ronnie purposely playing the cue ball over the right side of the table there because there's a lot more traffic down this side. Less room for Rob to find a path back to baulk. Having to swing the cue ball round himself, and he's played it really well. Now Ronnie has the path down the back of the black. Try and get the cue ball in somewhere middle of the baulk cushion. Not able to find it, so hand on table now for Robert Milkins. I expect Ronnie to be in big trouble the next time he comes back to the table.
One.
Well, he's had chances in every frame, Milkins. This is another one. He's second, in fact, of this frame, having not that good long reading earlier.
Six. Seven. 13. 14.
Karen Wilson has won frame 3 against Ali Carter, so 2-1 to Carter.
Played on the black there, Rob, to just get it out of the way, tidy up this end of the table. Black will go up on the brown spot because that's the next
21.
highest spot available for it. And now Rob looking to play this red just to completely open the pink spot and then get to work on the remaining reds. They're all kind of covering one another over that right side of the table, so it's maybe not as straightforward a chance as it looks, but it is a chance. And Rob's still at the table, which is important. He'd be disappointed really not to have kicked on from that opening frame when he pinched it from Ronnie. Made a very good counter clearance.
28. 29. 35. $36.
Now, Rob has the perfect angle here. He may can just float this cue ball. Well, he decided not to. He's come down for the red beneath the pink. But he may have had the angle to just drop that blue in
41.
and played for 3 reds into the left corner pocket. Oh, and that will really
Robert
annoy him because
Milkins,
these pockets are
41.
playing on the generous side. The fact he's missed that was a bad miss from Rob.
It's been the story really for him in this group. It's not the problem hasn't been getting chances. He's had loads actually, but it's just things like that going wrong unexpectedly. And the concern now, O'Sullivan is going to punish thoroughly. Well, that was the concern, but it's not happened. The cue has taken a bit of punishment there.
Okay, thank you. Ronnie Sullivan, 1. It's okay, okay.
He's apologising now to the referee
Oh, okay.
and to Rob Milkins. Just a rush of blood.
I felt like doing that all day yesterday. Not the cue, huh? Not the cue.
Oh, that one hurt. I hope he's not damaged his cue there, Ronnie, because that was a big whack. Fair play to him for apologising straight away. He didn't mean any disrespect by doing that. He's just absolutely furious with how he's playing. Here it is again.
Yeah, I mean, it's wood on wood, isn't it? And you could hear it was a loud old smack as well.
Well, he's got a pretty strong cue, clearly, because I've seen cues go when a player has done that.
Well, looks like he's sort of in no man's land here, Milkins. But, I mean, you get people out there saying, oh, he doesn't care, he's not bothered about winning or losing. He would not have won as many tournaments if he didn't care. And right now, he's just trying to find something. It's been a mixed bag, as Milkins did still try and pot that red. It's been a mixed bag. We've had centuries from him and big breaks. But at other times, he's become frustrated. But Milkins is kind of setting him up again here. He was on that red, and again, he's left it in the jaws.
1.
Seems the cue's okay. Position, not so much.
5.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't easy, clearly.
Ronnie Sullivan, 5.
Now, if Rob can get nice on the blue here, it's a chance to drop on these reds. May have just a trace too much angle. You always look to be running close to the blue.
1.
So now much more difficult task ahead to get nice on the reds. Might have to play the green round a couple of cushions.
Green ball.
Try and just swing the cue ball round. Well, not even tempted by it.
Robert Milkins, 1.
Yeah, trying to put the green safe, although it wasn't really. O'Sullivan just has a whack. An emotional roller coaster, this match, isn't it?
One.
So he needs this red, which surely going to find its target.
5. 6.
Sullivan lost a bit of discipline there.
$11.
And so the first match of the morning just seems impossible that either one, unless there's a very specific set of results, would be in the top 4 later. Of course, 5th place can come back for the next group.
Well, Ronnie's break-off was pretty decent there, acknowledged by Rob. Not really much Rob could do with that one, just try and contain it, but he has left tempters for Ronnie. And he doesn't need tempting, does he? That's a brilliant pot. Was leaving reds had he have missed it. Oh, this blue's close. Oh, it's just pulled out at the end there.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
And very
1.
similar to the blue that he missed in the opening frame. He misses one into the opposite middle.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why the game can be frustrating, because he hasn't played like this the whole time, has he? You know, he's put together some really good frames, including in this match, but at other times, things just not happening at all.
1.
So Rob can just drop this blue in and play on the red just above the black spot at the moment. He'd like to try and remove that quickly because that just opened things up.
$6.
He'd like to be able to play on the black again from here, which I'm sure he's got a slight angle to do that. Well, with a little straight, so having to take the pink now. Where will the pink spot? Is his own spot available, or will it then go down to the black spot? Either way, this is a good chance for Robert Milkins to score a few early on in this decider.
13. $14.
He may can just crunch this red in and play for the
19.
black into the opposite corner. That way he can then
20.
remove the red just right of the pink spot. Or, sorry, the pink on the black spot. The black will now go directly behind the pink. Which isn't too much of a problem, because it will still pot.
Give me a second, please. $27. $28. $4. Robert Milkins 28. Sam.
Well, he just left himself a little too much to do there, Rob. Trying to top this black in, get a lot of arc on the cue ball. Just didn't quite get the banana effect.
Ronnie is on. Thank you. Thank you. One. Foul.
Well, that's not going to cheer him up, clearly. That cue's taking a bit of a hammering.
Several 1. 5. Robert Milkins.
And again, that's such a poor shot to catch the right side of the pack from there. That to me is still lack of feeling from the tip.
Foul.
Because there's no way that Ronnie plays that shot that badly. No way. Get the impression the tip is maybe on the soft side. Which, if you're not used to that, it can feel horrendous.
Still anyone's frame, though. Only, well, he's just literally just whacked them. Like, given up, I think.
Yeah, well, now it's up to Robert Milkins to just steady himself here. He doesn't need to concern himself with what Ronnie's doing. Just try and get this job done. It's a big match for Rob. Well, it's a big match for both, really, but
1.
it's a must-win for Rob in terms of keeping his hopes alive in this group. And, of course, he stays out there to take on Chris Wakelin in the next match, so chance to put this game to bed, and I think both players will be happy to see the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, O'Sullivan has kind of imploded there, hasn't he? You know, it's just having a whack. I was about to say, there's only 24 points in the frame, so it was still in the balance. But as you say, it's up to Milkins to shut all of that out. Just focus on what he's doing.
$13. 14. 17. 18.
So 47 the lead with the blue, another red and a colour. Should see him home. I mean, Milkins has struggled himself, but he's kept cool.
23.
And O'Sullivan the last few minutes has not. Just got to him with the mistakes
24.
that have been coming. So Milkins then this black for his first point of the group. O'Sullivan is due to play Ali Carter later on table 2, but best he can do is 2 points now. I think it's unlikely he'll get in the top 4 on that basis.
Thank you. 32.
He has won 10 frames actually, so that's one thing in his favour. The frames won, but he's only got 1 point. It's not impossible, I think, but clearly he's not in the best of moods. He's got a while to simmer down.
52.
There's the concession, and it is Robert Milkins who wins this match.
Thank you, Ronnie.